Hey, how's it going? I'm Ryan Hefner, and this is the All Play Podcast. So I wanted to do a quick little episode and drop it in the middle of the week because there's just some stuff going on. So first and foremost, I'm going to be chatting with Brian Castle again. He was actually on the last Jam Sessions episode that was recorded back in January, and that's when we were talking about our plans for the year and the stuff that we're going to be working on, and tried to make some commitments to one another as far as like what we wanted to try to get out and launched over the next like 3 or 6 months. And so it's pretty cool. He launched Instrumental Components, which is at instrumental.dev. And I'm going to be catching up with him as far as like, how he thinks the launch is going, everything that went into it, what you're going to get. It's basically a starter kit plus kind of UI components and, for the Rails world. And he's trying to make it easy for everyone to just build really good Rails apps. And so it'll be fun to talk with him. I guess I'm gonna have to do a little reflection on myself as far as like what I've been able to achieve over that time. I did end up putting pricing on starterpacks.net. I wouldn't say I officially launched it yet. It is up and out there, but I don't think I've really kind of juiced it. So I'm gonna have to get real with myself on that front. But very cool. Excited to talk to him and catch up, and also want to try to get some more jam sessions going. So if you happen to be working on something that you'd like to talk about and share on the show, I'd love to hear from you. So just get in touch with me on Blue Sky or wherever, and we'll see where it goes. I'm also going to might play around with streaming this one. Well, both a new destination will be Streamplace, so stream.place, which is basically a Blue Sky at protocol focused streaming service, which is cool. So that's going to be streaming there tomorrow. And I don't know, I floated the idea on LinkedIn. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if anyone's going to comment on the post I made, but who knows? I don't know. Get weird. Try a LinkedIn stream or something, see how it does. Obviously still will be on YouTube and Twitter, but going to play around with a few other destinations and on Twitch, actually. What the heck? These are just options. You throw them in there, you stream it out, see how it goes. As long as I got the bandwidth, I guess we might as well use it. Speaking of bandwidth, I also wanted to do a quick little update on starter packs. So yesterday, in the back of my head, basically the site ended up racking up a kind of a crazy bill last month for the hosting. And it's mostly, at least from what I can grok from the logs, it's mostly bot traffic. I think I'm actually going to have to down those and do a little like user agent review and see where things are stacking up. But from what I can tell, it seems like the site is, I maybe made it a little bit too crawlable because it's being crawled by a lot of bots and it's costing a pretty good chunk of change. So one of the updates I ended up toying with yesterday that I ended up pushing out was I noticed that the majority of the traffic seems to be focused on the profile pages. I updated those to where they're now using incremental static regeneration. So essentially, the first time that page is requested, a cache version is generated, and then for every subsequent quest, it's going to use that cache version. I'm not doing any revalidation at this point. I just want to see if this basically stops some of the kind of cost bleeding that is going in to hosting the app. And then I also need to look into like, maybe I need to tweak my robots file to see if I should be, limiting some of the bots. But at the same time, I'm seeing bots from like an Amazon bot. I'm seeing a ChatGPT bot. Obviously, Googlebot is crawling it. So I want those pages to be indexed. So that's like the whole reason why I kind of did this like crawlable optimization to the site. So that way Google could find more pages, because I was basically getting the most amount of traffic when I had the organic traffic. I guess, I don't know if you call it organic, but the Google search traffic that was driving people to the site. So we'll see how that goes. Since rolling it out, though, this is not maybe the best sign. It's already generated over 3.2 million pages. So I've already blown through my 2 million rights allotment for the subscription. So I need to do a little back of the napkin math to see if this is going to be a cheaper solution. But I do think where that might help out is, even though it's done 3.2 million rights, 100 as far as the ISR reads, which is the anytime a page is read after it's been written, those are at 117,000. So I'm hoping like as more profiles kind of get written to and cached, then the reads will kind of go up and then balance it out. And then I have those 10 million reads. And maybe that will then reduce just like the number of edge requests and all that other stuff. But we'll see how it goes. Again, last month, I had way too expensive of a hosting bill. I'm just going to write it off as far as it being, in the ultimate goal of getting the site more indexed. But I think I'm going to have to kind of tune things a little bit to keep it under, like a reasonable threshold for where it's at right now. Now, obviously, if I could get 4 or 5 sponsors on the site, that would obviously reduce the pain and, make it justify kind of keeping it up. I am going to be leaning into starter packs for Sky Lounge, and I'm as the days go by, as I'm building Sky Lounge, I'm finding more and more potential opportunities of doing kind of like cross pollination as far as certain statuses being reflected on starterpacks.net, as well as being able to then have starter packs being displayed and linked to and associated with stuff that's going on Sky Lounge. So I think that's still cool. I don't want to obviously shut down starter packs, but I definitely also don't want it to just be eating up more money than it's worth. So all that's good, and we'll see where it goes from there. That's about it. I'm going to try to keep this one quick. Please join us tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So wherever you're at in the world, I hope you'll tune in. I'll have the link to the YouTube video in the show notes, so you can subscribe and get notified when that stream goes live. I'll post updates as well if I end up choosing to also do a LinkedIn stream. I don't know. We'll see. I do see that you can actually kind of set an event and have that be a live stream. I'll also have to make sure that works with like Ecamm, since I didn't initiate it through Ecamm. I'm not really sure how that stuff kind of syncs up. It's just kind of creating the stuff out there. And I don't know if it needs to really have like a ID back to it to associate it to a specific event or anything like on LinkedIn. I know that it works for YouTube. However it works, it's working. But we'll see. So yeah, that's about it. Once again, I'm Ryan Hefner. This is the All Play Podcast. Join us tomorrow during discussion, because we'll also be taking live Q&A. So wherever you're chatting, whether that's on X or Twitter or YouTube or Twitch, we'll get those in during the stream and we'll answer those questions. And I hope to see you there. So, all right. Again, Ryan Hefner, All Play Podcast. You can find episodes at allplay.fm. And with that, have a great one. Later.